What's up, you guys? Today, let's talk about what to do if you feel like you're behind on life. And the only reason that you feel like you're behind on life is because our brain, what we do and our psychology behind it is we place people in different categories inside of our brain. And as we look at these people and we're comparing ourselves to these people, we tend to, especially through the use of social media, look at someone who's really far off ahead of us, and we place them in this box, and then we look at ourselves where we're at right now, and this gap that we've created inside of our own heads is what makes us feel behind on life. Now, this comes down to you desiring to be where this other person is at and the difference between where you're at right now. And the only reason that you feel like you're behind is because inside of you, there is an internal desire to change your circumstances, and you have not changed those circumstances. And the main reason why you feel that you are behind on top of that is because you are not doing something that you absolutely love. You are playing somebody else's game, and you have not been listening to where you're at, to where you want to go and how you want to do it, the path that you want to follow. And if you are aware of the path that you want to follow, you have not followed in the steps of the courage that needs to be taken in order to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. Now, with that being said, let's dive deep into the subject of what is actually making you feel behind in life. So first, let's talk about the comparisons. In our brain, I believe we have a maximum of 150 people that we can keep a solid, stable relationship with. And this is based off a scientific study of people that we can communicate with that. Out of that, there's, I believe, 5 people that we have our closest friendships with. Then we have 50 people which are our closest acquaintances with, and out of that we have 150 people that we are mostly aware of at all times. So if you're filling your brain up with 150 different people, and 149 of them are absolutely killing it in life, and they're absolutely destroying in whatever terms that you call successful, and you are comparing yourself to those people, and you don't feel as if you're as far along as they are, then you are going to feel behind. Here's the major problem with that. A lot of the times, especially through the use of social media, as you're looking at anomalies. I read this one book called Think and Grow Rich, absolutely incredible book, and it said something that was really interesting, and it talks about how most men hit their strides in their 40, and I would go as far as to say most women hit their strides in their 40. If you're, a career success-based person, and we're talking about financial success, it's not the only type of success, but we're going to use that as the example at this moment. Most people hit their strides between the ages of 40 and 50, and that's when they really kill it. That's when they make the most of their wealth. That's when they, ball out in life, you could say. So during that age is when people are most productive, and then we have social media showing us, for example, 10-year-olds that are absolutely making bank and that are killing it, or there's 18-year-olds, or maybe, there's other people my age that are 25-year-old that are absolutely killing it in life, and that has the effect of making you feel like you're behind on life because you are comparing yourself to those anomalies. The truth is that majority of people, of millions and millions of people, billions of people in this world, you're really looking at the 0.01%. That is like saying, as a basketball player, you feel behind in life because you are comparing yourself only to the LeBron James, to Michael Jordans, to Kobe Bryant. Now those people, what they serve to, in my opinion, is to give you an idea of what's possible if you push yourself to the max. But if you haven't been, you have to recognize that percentage of people that are absolutely destroying, they're the 0.01%. They're the 1% of the 1% that are absolutely balling in life, that are getting extraordinary results. And if you're looking at the law of averages, the truth is that most people are not going to be number one out of 7 billion. That's just not going to happen. So if you're constantly comparing yourself to number one out of 7 billion, you're putting yourself in a pretty bad spot to feel like you're behind on life. Now, I'm also of the mindset of that you can do anything that you set your mind to, and if you want to be number one, if you want to be the absolute best in the world at what you choose to do, you can do it, regardless of who you are. If there's something that's inside of you that you want to be number one in the world, that you can do it if you push yourself harder than other people, but that comes with a little bit of a caveat. And that is that you have to be doing what you were meant to be doing. And the only way to do what you are meant to be doing is by listening to your core heart. See, each one of us has a special talent. Each one of us has like a special ability, something that we're excellent at, that we're better at than anybody else is. Some of us are absolutely incredible at things that nobody else can do. And that one skill, that one talent at that we're better than other people is where we should be placing our primary focus and effort on. But most of us don't do it because of the pressures of society. For example, let's take artists, for example. Let's say you want to be a successful artist, you kill it at art. Society tells you not to do that. Society tells you to be a banker because becoming an artist is a pipe dream, and who makes a living as an artist? And then you have the fundamental fact that you have to take care of yourself and you have, stuff to pay for and whatnot. But you're ignoring the one thing that you're absolutely excellent at because society is telling you to ignore it. That is a sure path to not be that top 1%. The only way to get rid of that feeling like you're behind in life is to do what you're absolutely excellent at. Because by doing the thing that you're absolutely excellent at, you are going to move much faster and much quicker in that direction than anybody else is. In fact, I was reading this one book called Mastery by Robert Greene. I love it, and it talks about following your internal guidance system to take you in the direction that you want to go. I believe one of the stories that he was talking about was Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin wasn't exceptional to any degree. In fact, he had I believe it was a cousin that was much more intelligent than him, that was supposed to be much more successful than him. But his cousin did what society told him to do. And because his cousin did what society told him to do, he never became as successful as Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin loved this idea of biology and evolution, but especially because of the religious beliefs at that time, that idea seemed insane, it seemed nuts, it made him look absolutely crazy, and his father hated it. And what ended up happening in that situation was he actually took some time apart from his father to be on his own, and he followed his heart and he studied the evolution and all that stuff that he was so interested in. And what ended up happening is because he followed his internal passion, even though somebody else was quote unquote better than him and supposed to be more successful, he became potentially one of the most famous scientists that's ever lived, especially, probably the most famous scientist of his era. And that is because he followed his internal guidance system regardless of what society told him to follow, and especially regardless of what his father told him to follow. And that's tough because we place so much love and value on our family's opinion of us. So only by doing what you're excellent at, and that excellence comes from your internal guidance system, only by doing that will you be able to make faster strides than anybody else in that field. So the next step in creating that feeling for you where you're making strides in life and you're actually making progress towards the things that you want to do is courage. It's going to be bravery. It's going to be bravery in doing the thing that your core heart is telling you to do. And when you start getting the courage to do the thing that you love to do, you're going to have to do it consistently. And as you do these things consistently, you're going to start making progress on the thing that you love. And as you start making progress on the thing that you love, you are no longer going to feel behind in life because you're going to be making such rapid strides and rapid progress that will almost seem irrelevant. But more importantly, more important than that, is that you are going to be so full of life and happiness in the process of doing that everything else really is going to become irrelevant. The best example that I can give of that from my own personal life is last year when I decided I wanted to take my TikTok from 0 to 100,000 followers in like 2 months. I vlogged the whole thing. It's on the link for my vlog channel is in the description down below. But I vlogged the whole process of going from 0 to 100,000 on TikTok in just a couple months. And that is actually how I found my passion for creating content. And I didn't realize I was so good at it. And I was absolutely killing it with what I was doing, and I knew that I absolutely loved it. And because I loved it, I finally started following my internal guidance system, because making this content is something that I've wanted to do for years. I just never did, because I always thought that people thought I was going to be like stupid or whatever, and maybe I am stupid for doing it, but whatever. I love doing it. And because I love doing it, I put my 100% into it. And anything that you put your 100% into, you're going to be way better at than I would say even you expect, and then other people expect. For a long time, this is something that I need to stop doing. For a long time, I've been doing this Forex trading on the side, because I haven't been making all the videos that I need to make, because I was dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff in my life. And I just figured if I trade Forex on the side, I will be able to keep my income going while I get my content going. But I spent so much time doing Forex that I wasn't doing all these awesome videos that I'm doing now for you guys. And because of that, I felt like I was behind on life. In fact, I felt like I wasted a full few months of my life, if not a full whole year of my life, doing something that I didn't love, because I'm not very good at it. I'm not even profitable. I am some days. Some days I'm profitable. Overall, right now I'm down $300, but I'm also have a trade that I'm up $300 on. But that's regardless of the point. Really, what I'm trying to say here is that the one thing I'm amazing at is the one thing that I'm passionate about, and it's because I listen to my heart about it. And only by listening to your heart and taking the courageous action to do what you want to do, regardless of what society says, will you make the progress that you want to be making in your life. So it's time to forget what society is telling you they want you to do. It's time for you to listen to your heart and do the thing that you're excellent at. And only by doing that excellent thing will you freaking kill it. So thank you for watching this video. Take courageous action. I believe in you. Hit subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.